So dollar index, all right, I'm still bearish on dollar for the time being. Weekly chart looking nice. Daily chart, we're trading back inside of this new day opening gap. All right, right there. As you can see, trading up into it there on the daily chart. I want to see this act as possible resistance, and I still favor this low sell side down here. Okay. These two consecutive up close candles here, that's a bearish order block. Order block. Let's look at the hourly chart. All right, beautiful reaction off of that bearish order block. Also trading inside of this fair value gap here. I want to see us get below this new day opening gap, treat it as resistance, sell side beneath this low, and then that sell side on the daily chart. This is like the last line of defense for higher prices, in my opinion. We have a fair value gap coupled with a bullish order block. If we can get through mean threshold of that, I'm looking at this low right here, this low right here, and then of course sell side on the daily chart. Will we get all of this in the AM session? I don't know. We have to see. Let's get the Dow out of the way. All right, we have this balanced price range, single pass down, single pass up, down close candle, bullish order block, take mean threshold of that. I like how the Dow failed to close past mean threshold, wicked below it. That's fine. We have left a small little fair value gap here with this down close candle. We opened, traded down, trading into the order block, into the fair value gap, seeing some displacement. These highs up here are really clean. So if we pull that up on a, say, 15-minute chart, this buy side here is just really smooth. So that's my draw for Dow. All right, let's take a look at S&P. Down close candle, bullish order block. Yesterday, trading into it there, snapping back up. Today's trading, we open, trade down again, snapping back up. My opinion, to continue to see higher prices, we have to get above this fair value gap, which is also a balanced price range. Single pass up with this candle, fair value gap here, single pass down, draw that through. We have to get through that in order for us to get these highs up here. And we have about 15 minutes till news. Let's go ahead and look at the Nasdaq. So weekly chart here, bullish order block, breaker, fair value gap, trading into that there. And then just be mindful of this fair value gap here. I'm not going to have that on my chart right now because I don't want it to be too clustered, but the low of this fair value gap, that's a key level as well. Consequent encroachment, and then the high. 15-minute up close candle, bullish breaker. We have a low, high, lower low. So this up close candle here, this entire range is your bullish breaker. Right there. Trading down. We also have a bullish order block here with a fair value gap. Beautiful. All right. And we're just going to wait to see what we get at 10 o'clock. We're just kind of moving sideways, which is typical when we have a 10 o'clock news driver. Price would kind of just stall around until that news, that volatility hits the market. All right. Euro dollar just traded into a daily bullish order block. In order to see higher prices in euro dollar, these two consecutive candles here, that is a bearish order block. I want to see us close past midpoint. All right, if we close past midpoint of that bearish order block, I'll be convinced that we're going to get higher prices and work our way into a premium between this high and this low. And let's take a look at pound dollar. So notice how pound dollar already got through its bearish order block here, completely trading through it, disrespecting it. So now I'm expecting pound dollar to reprice into a premium. I like this fair value gap up here. I had this new day opening gap on the chart since we just traded into it. Pretty large. This candle's close where we opened with this candle's trading. Okay, it's actually a new week opening gap, but we just traded into that. Consequent encroachment with the order block. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That's what I like to see. And then if we look at dollar index, okay, remember this is your new day opening gap we outlined on the daily chart right here. I want to see that be used as resistance to take us lower. So 5-minute chart. Look at the bodies, consequent encroachment, resistance. We also have a bearish order block with a fair value gap. I like that. If you also remember on the 15-minute chart, I said this order block is the last line of defense for higher prices. If we get through the midpoint of that, I'm looking at these lows. So dollar's doing exactly what we like to see. And now we just have to wait to see if Nasdaq wants to do the same. Euro dollar looking nice and bullish. Pound dollar. USD CAD looking heavy, which is what we like to see. And dollar yen as well. All right, this gap right here, small little volume imbalance. If we could trade back down into that, I'll look to get in and target that buy side we outlined in the morning. And we've already worked this fair value gap. This candle open, traded down inside that small fair value gap there. 2 consecutive down close candles is a bullish order block. We traded into the high of it there. So I don't want to see this low taken out, which is why my stop loss is right here. This is a breaker or mitigation block though. That's a crazy retracement, I'm not gonna lie. We have to see some speed through this fair value gap. If it offers any sort of resistance, likely to get stopped. But I really want to see us rip through that. That's not what I wanted to see. And dollar's starting to look somewhat still trading inside of its new day opening gap, but it's not showing signs of wanting to go lower. unlikely to get stopped here. All right, stopped. We're gonna look for one more setup if it's there. I'm not gonna force it. Let me look at Forex real quick before I. USD CAD. No, that looks too bullish. S&P, Dow. Yeah, dollar's not really giving us much to work with. This candle here is a breaker, possibly treating this as a breakaway gap. So we have this low, high, lower low. I don't want to see majority of this fair value gap traded to. So the next PD array that I'm looking at to enter in is this breaker. I might not be able to get that price. Right there. So got stopped out, then it runs. No big deal. Small little gap right there. Stop loss is under this breakaway gap. And let me see. Last trade for the day. Oh, my chart's messy. Hold on. If we look at the dollar index, finally getting below that new day opening gap, showing some weakness. So that's something that I like to see. Starting to look heavy now, which is good. S&P looks decent. The Dow, remember the Dow has already cleared its buy side up here, still showing some strength. So that's good. Once we clear this high here, I'll move my stop to break even if we do. close this one early. Nasdaq's looking a little too heavy for my liking. But I like how dollar and the Forex pairs look, so it looks really good actually. All right, closing that one early. Did not like that. I'm gonna save my stop. So getting in this volume imbalance slash fair value gap, got stopped, ran up a little bit. I like this fair value gap here with the breaker. Use that as an entry. Didn't want to see this lower fair value gap traded too. Treating that as a breakaway gap. Got filled, got stopped, or closed it early. Wednesday, I'm not trading Thursday, so Wednesday and Friday are the 2 days I have left to make something happen, and we'll see what we get. I'm still trading. Best of luck to you. I'm done for the day. Obviously, I rarely take 3 trades in a day, so I'm going to wrap it up. Take my, I think like 1%, maybe a little under 1% loss, so no big deal. I see you guys in the stream tomorrow at 9:30. All right, peace.